Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the tarot reading for serious tarot people. I've done tarot for over 20 years. I have discovered in that time tarot is not like numerology or astrology. I've done those two things for 50 plus years. Tarot, I'm kind of new, only 20 years. But in that time, I found out that tarot is the science of potential, possibility. And tarot is ideally very much focused on the individual. Numerology and astrology are the science of cycles. You could say also the science of potential, but that's not exactly true. If you understand the cycles, the cyclical nature of things, you begin to understand what all the possibilities are. And if you are aware of a particular cycle, and I pay most attention to the farthest planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus. Pay a little attention to Saturn and Jupiter. The other planets, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Moon, those are just little traffic indicators. What's going on? Is the traffic stopped up ahead? Is there an accident? Is what? And then Saturn, Jupiter tell me whether things are going to go faster, slower, whatever. But it's the last three that kind of lay the foundation of our lives. Most important being Pluto, because it takes 250 years, essentially, to go around the solar system, come back to the same spot. So, for example, here in the United States, July 4th, 1776, Pluto was in a position coming right out of Capricorn into Aquarius. 250 years roughly later, it's in the same place, early Aquarius, but it is essentially, in terms of astrological terms, essentially in the same place. And look what's going on. 1776. In fact, 2026 is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. A year and a half from now. And take a look at the energy. Same energy. 1776 didn't happen out of nothing. There were a whole bunch of things that happened 20, 30, 40 years before that set the stage for 1776, and we're seeing the same thing happen here. There has been a gradual unfolding of events, fate, if you will, and it's taken us into the same place, essentially, the same energy as we were in 1776. Here in America, 2026, 250 years. And there is real consideration as to whether or not America will continue as it has been. And there's a very solid argument to say no. Now, that can be good or bad. That's where the tarot comes in, because that's how you respond to frequency. That's why it's personal. But in any reading, whether it's numerology, astrology, tarot, whatever. Hell, it could be a commercial on television or radio, whatever. Not everybody agrees with what you're saying. Not everybody resonates with the message. That's normal. That's human beings. And so it is too with astrology, numerology, tarot readings. You put 10 people in a room, 9 are not going to get it. Maybe 8. You might get 1 or 2 people, but that's it. That's okay. That's fine. No screw up in the reading. No screw up in the people. Life is frequency. You can't force something to happen. But you can certainly kind of set the stage. That's what they did in 1776, Boston Tea Party, farther back than that even. And we began to see that there was something churning, something bubbling in the colonies, the British colonies, way before 1776. Same thing here. People are beginning to ask questions. What's the game? They want to take a look behind the curtain, and somebody keeps that curtain from being pulled. Oh, we're going to tell you about the JFK assassination, Martin Luther King. We're going to tell you nothing. We're going to tell you about the island there where they were all taking people and nothing. Oh, we're going to open this. We're going to tell you this. We're going to transparency. Bullshit. Nothing. And it's happened administration after administration after administration. When that happens, there is only one reason for it. That is to protect the people in power. Keep the power base. When they tell you, well, it's anti-democracy, bullshit. It's anti their democracy, not yours. They've already taken yours away. The fact that you can't say what you want on the internet, the fact that they're talking about punishing schools for having students demonstrate against Israel. That's First Amendment stuff. The First Amendment is here not to protect the speech that I enjoy or you enjoy. It's to protect the speech that we hate. Because if I do that, then I protect your right to speak your mind. Second Amendment is to back up that right, by the way. So you're going to keep me from saying something? I'm going to communicate. Second Amendment, thank you. So when you see that they're keeping information from you, from that experiment of 4 years ago, you can't talk about anything other than what we tell you you can talk about. You can't think, don't research, don't read on your own. That is the power structure, the people who run your lives keeping control, and you're letting them do it. So when we get to tarot energy, we already know that the astrology and to an equal degree, I suppose, numerology have kind of set the stage and foundation. We know what energy we're in. 1776, 2026, we got it. It's the tarot that says, okay, here is a way for you to address the energy. If you choose to, because remember, tarot is the science of potential. So let's take a look at what we have here today. We have 4 tarot cards. One in the middle is the oracle card. That always sets the temperature, the mood of the reading. I find it a very helpful tool in doing these tarot readings. And the card today is regeneration. What you're looking at is a tree, literally, because if you look very closely, you can see there are leaves on its edges that are growing. So in spite of sitting on what looks like a volcano, nothing should be growing. It still is alive. Not much there, but there are signs of growth. There are signs of potential. The number up in the right-hand corner, 46. 4 is stability. 6 is the early stages of manifesting. 4 and 6 together equals 10. Get rid of the 0, it's 1. This is the beginning of manifesting something more solid, more dependable, more fair, more just, more honest. Literally finding our freedom, our spiritual connection out of thin air, because it's been taken away. We've allowed it. By the way, I want people to understand this, underline it real hard. We've created the situation by sitting on our ass and doing nothing. We've created the situation, the people who are running the world taking advantage of us, for just not paying attention. We are the ones who have said, I don't care, leave me alone. When you know damn well they're not going to do that. That's not how they're made. They're going to get into the system like a fungus. And by the time it starts to show itself, man, you got your work cut out for you. So out of thin air, there is the potential for regeneration. Here in the United States, we have a phrase. This is government by the people, for the people, of the people. People have been sitting on their ass not doing a damn thing. Tolerating whatever bullshit is thrown your way and then bitching about it, but not doing anything. Well, you will have a chance to regenerate out of thin air. When it seems like nothing can get better, nothing can grow from this, there is the chance. But it begins with us individually. Here is the meme for today. While we can start the process of bringing something to you that you desire individually or collectively, You must match it in order to receive it. Now, matching what you desire does not have to be difficult. Doesn't have to involve mathematical equations. Doesn't have to greatly involve you in anything. You do not have to figure out what the right frequency is in order to bring it about. But you have to relax into the feeling as best you can. And the truth is that we manifest all the time, but negatively. I don't want this. I don't want them. I don't want. And you get exactly what you're saying. People are very fearful creatures. We're cowards. We're myopic. We can only see as far as our nose. And then we bitch about the consequences. This is a chance to change that. Out of thin air, regeneration. That's the card. Let's see what we have in the reading. All the way to the left, we have Justice. Great card, especially for right now. Justice talks about fairness, talks about logic, talks about truth, talks about balance. Transparency. Show me. Well, we can't tell the American public because they're going to freak out. Bullshit. You're going to freak out because then we're going to know the truth, and that's going to put you in big trouble. So when they're telling you, oh, we're going to let this information out, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and nothing is coming out, you got to wonder, who has the power to say no? We like to look at the United States as being so powerful. Oh, yeah. And Trump, of course, and I voted for him because I felt I had no other choice. I mean, none. And I'm going to give them to July 4, 2026, a year and a half, 250th anniversary of the United States. I want to see what they do for the middle class. I want to see what they do for the poor. I don't mean giving stuff away. I don't mean handing stuff out. I'm not talking welfare. I'm talking the equivalent of, for lack of a better term, workfare. People need to earn their money to maintain their sense of dignity, of spiritual value. You give somebody something for free, they don't value it, and they cheapen themselves. I'm not talking about that. But damn it, the way the world is set up right now, when you have three companies, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, owning almost the entire Wall Street stock portfolio. 92% of Wall Street is owned by those three companies, and they own each other. I mean, it's incestuous. When you do that, it's not a fair system. So I'm going to watch between now, July the 4th, 2026. I want to see how you treat the middle class and the poor. And I'm asking for justice. That's what I'm asking for. The next card is in reverse. It is the Queen of Wands. Wands are positivity, excitement, enthusiasm, joy, gratitude. And what the Queen of Wands is looking for is enthusiasm, self-confidence, dedication. Being plugged into your life, a life that means something. Not just working at a shitty job, making shitty pay, and then at 40 years or 50 years you retire and you're dead 10 years later. In fact, given the information that we're getting from actuaries, people are dying sooner, dying earlier, and are dying from blood clots, brain aneurysms. Cancer rates are through the roof. And it all started about 4 years ago. Wonder if there's a connection. Next card is the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles are what we value. What's our value system? Is it just money? Is that what we're at? Just money? You're just a number? Yep, that's where we're at. Because that's the language the rich bastards speak. They are not human. I'm not saying they're satanic, but they're leaning that way. They have no self-value, so no self-worth, nothing. And no matter how much money they make, it's never enough. They can never give back to society. We're talking about fairness just a little while ago, right, Justice? They don't believe in that. And certainly reciprocity here at the Six of Pentacles, that's what it talks about. Okay, I'm worth billions of dollars. You know what? I'm going to take $1 billion and I'm going to help out the city of Los Angeles. I'm going to help the city of Flint. I'm going to help North Carolina. No, none of that. They just want to make more money, more money, more money. It tells you how empty their souls are, tells you what cowards they really are. And I think in the end, when you have that kind of wealth, you have that kind of power, which we give them, by the way. If we didn't buy their bullshit, they'd have no power whatsoever. So you get handfuls of gold. Give me a loaf of bread. Anyway, the point of the matter is we give them that power. I think they're running away from death. If you have that much money, you can have the bigger houses, the cars, all that stuff. In the end, you die just like everybody else. I think that's what they're afraid of, and they're pissed that their money doesn't save them from death. And so what they do is they take it out on everything and everybody else. Suck the life out of you because they have no life in them. Final card is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles makes a proclamation. Kings always do. And the Pentacles says you want to take responsibility. And that's really what's missing in many cases with us humans. We don't want to take the responsibility. We don't want to have to be accountable ourselves. So we're surprised when the people who rule us, so to speak, because we let them rule us, we acquiesce. Oh, yes, you are better than me. We're the ones that are culpable in this. We have no sense of values, and it's been designed that way. School was set up by the rich to make sure that we knew how to work in factories. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Henry Ford set up our school system. In fact, Rockefeller said point blank, I don't want a nation full of thinkers, I want a nation full of workers. Boom. And now with the robots, they don't even need you for that. Hello. So what this reading says is, if this frequency resonates with you, you can regenerate your humanity, your spirituality, your life out of thin air. All you have to do is manifest it. And it's easier said than done because you're manifesting your fears every single minute of every single day, and you get what you're afraid of. How about reversing that? Out of thin air. Let's regenerate together. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifested reading. Hope you're here with me. You're the one that makes it worthwhile. Between now and the next time we do get together, peace and blessings.